Hello everyone. So welcome to the continuation of our lesson. Now, you notice for some time now we've been working offline. Okay, so you can see this means it's stored on that's locally on my PC. Okay. So let's say now I have access to the internet. Let me see. I have access to the internet, and then I want everything to be stored in the cloud as Google's servers. Okay. I just have to make sure I'm connected to the internet. Okay. So once I'm connected to the internet, this should change. Okay. Okay. Let's see what's happening. Okay. So whilst we are editing, it should change and then it should store everything in the cloud, and then you should know that this is stored in the Google Drive. Okay. So I'm going to change. We want to do something like this. Okay. So anytime I change this value, this bar should increase or decrease. Okay. Then simply this is just a simple formula. Okay. Or function for it. Okay. So to do that first, let's create a header. Let's call our header progress. So let's just add this. Name it progress. Okay. And then I know the progress bar is going to be long, so I'm just going to make this very long. Okay. Okay, so you can see we are having saving. So since the document is large, like we've been editing for a long time, it's going to take a while. Depending on the strength of your internet, it's going to take a while for it to save. Okay, so it's going to save. And then remember, you can always share by going here. See, right now it's only I who have access to it. So yeah, okay, so let me just close this. Then you can see it's saved to the cloud. Okay. And then when I click on this, it will show me where it's saved in my Google documents. Okay, so it's loading. I'm going to close it. Yeah, so it's going to show me where. And then I can click here to open a bigger window of my Google Drive to show me where this particular sheet is. And then I can decide to move it into any of these folders or yeah, any of these folders. Okay. So I'm going to cancel it. Now let's see. So a moment, let's go to file. Okay. But remember, it will still be available offline. If I turn off my data, this will still work offline. Okay. So let's see. You can email this file by clicking. So you go to email and then click on email this file. You input the email of the person. So let's see. Give it a subject. Okay. You can send a copy to yourself by clicking here. And then you can type some name, some message, uh, the subject title, and then if you want to send it as a PDF, that's fine. If you want to send it as a Microsoft Excel file or spreadsheet, that's fine. And then you click on send. Okay. Cancel this. You can download your file to as any in this format, any of these formats. Okay, locally on your PC. Then let's see, sharing. You can publish it to the web. Anyone on the internet, anyone who have access to the link can access your file. Okay. Let's You can remove it from offline. Just so now, let's say you have everything in the cloud, you don't see why you would work offline again, and yeah, you can remove it. Okay. So even the offline works even when you turn off your PC, you come, it will still work offline. Okay. So with the sharing, let's see. So sharing, you can always share. So I want to share to this person, and then you can give the person permissions. Okay, as whether the person is a viewer, the person is a commenter, or the person can edit the document. Okay, and then you can send a message. Then you click send. Okay, then I want the person to be a viewer. Okay, then you can type some message. Then send. Okay, so it will send the file and then the message to the person receive a notification if this is checked, or you can copy this link and then just send it to the person via WhatsApp or any social or whichever means you want. So only this person, okay, would have access to the documents. Okay. Depending on the permissions you give it to the person. can click here to even work on other permissions here. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this. So that's that for the permission, but let's go straight to the point for why we want this. Okay, so we want this to be done. Okay, so we want a dynamic progress bar using this simple function. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to type here equal to, and then I'll type r. So this, okay, which means repeat. And then what I want to then bring quotes. What do I want to repeat? I want to repeat, let's say the I, let's say I, okay. And then I'll close the quotes. And then I'll bring a comma, and then um, I would want a particular cell to affect the changes. Okay, so whatever changes I'm doing, it should increase or decrease the progress bar. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to select this cell. Okay, and then I'll multiply this cell by, let's say, 100. And then I'm going to close this. I'll press enter. So you can see what it has done here. That's auto. So this is suggestion. It suggested everything for us, like automatically did this for us. Okay. And then if you want this, okay, so you can see 60%, 100%. If you think the 100% is in this, you can just increase this bar to see what is happening here. Okay. Now, if I change this to, let's say, 20, okay, because I didn't accept the suggestion, it just left everything listed. So what I can do here is just click this, and then this node here, this circle here, okay, I'm just going to drag it, okay, here, and then to apply everything, okay, to this. That's the interesting thing about Google Sheets. It's very smart. And then yeah, so this the formula. Let's click here and then let's look at the formula here. So there's the formula. Okay. Remember the cell here. So even if I change this value, okay, the progress bar would change. So let's say if I change this, okay, to, let's say, O, it will give me O's. Okay. If I change this to P, so basically, I think I is ideal. Okay. Sorry, the capital I. Capital I. And then this is what we have. You can always change the color by going here. Okay, since it's a text, okay, you can always change the text color by changing, let's say, red. Okay. This one is going to, you have to do it individually, unless maybe you clear this and then you drag everything again. So everything will have the same color. So that is for this session, and then thank you. In our next lesson, we should work on another formula, which is using this sparkline. Already we've done the sparkline, okay, but this time around we also want to make sure whatever changes we are doing here, it affects this progress bar. So we'll do that now. Let's listen.